How you guys doing out there, Facebook and YouTube world? This is James. This is Have the Conversation. We're going to talk about pop culture, society, and world topics so that we can live in harmony and coexist now and future generations through understanding. I want to talk about Bachelor once again. And the reason why I want to talk about Bachelor again is because this past episode just kind of, it always blows my mind. But the thing is that uh, he went on a date. He went on a one-on-one date, and this is gonna be a two-part thing. He went on a one-on-one date with one of the girls, one of the ladies, and it was to the fair. It was to Cedar Point. I'm sorry, because he took him to Cleveland, Ohio. And the thing is that she said that's my ex-boyfriend, the singer. She didn't say that to him, but it was in a side interview. She said that's my ex, and I'm freaking out, and blah blah blah. And Peter didn't know, but the ex-boyfriend saw, and later on they had a little talk on the side. And I'm thinking, well, the ex-boyfriend knows, and he's not freaking out, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, why is she making a big deal out of it if the ex is not making a big deal out of it? And granted, okay, I've said this before. Granted, the Bachelor episodes are now 2 hours long apiece, and it only aired once a week. So every 15 minutes of the show is probably maybe 6 or 8 hours of footage. So, from what we've seen, he did not make a big deal out of it. He said you gotta do what's best for you. And later on, uh, they were in City Hall. It's kind of funny they were in City Hall because that's where people get their marriage licenses at. They were in City Hall, and she mentioned that I had to tell him that was my ex, and I don't know how he's gonna react. I just need to tell him and all this type of stuff. And I'm thinking, you are making a big deal out of this thing, and it's not even that serious because the ex didn't say anything. So she finally tells him, and she says, "I'm embarrassed right now," and all of this. And he kind of understands, and all of this. She gets up, walks away, and crying. And I'm thinking to myself, she has feelings for her ex still, or otherwise, why would she be that emotional? And I've been telling you guys, this TV show is not how relationships are supposed to work. We are not supposed to sit up there and see exes and start crying and making big deals out of it and everything like that. Her ex, according to the footage, was being mature about it. He said, "Hey, what's up? Do what's best for you." That is the mature thing that an ex would do. Do what's best for you. She, according to the footage, well, I can't even think of her name right now. I think Victoria P. But she was making more of a big deal out of it than he was. And that's what I really don't understand. Is that if your new boyfriend is not making a big deal, why are you making a big deal? It just kind of blew my mind. And then later in the episode, the bomb drops. Because while while Peter and Victoria P are gone, up comes a leg. We hear the clomp, 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 clomp of feet coming up, and it's a Leia. And she goes around to find Peter talking with one of the other ladies, and she says, "Can I interrupt for a second?" And she begins to have a conversation with the other lady. I think it's the same lady that he was having a date with, Victoria P. Or is it Kelsey? And she said, "I want to clear the air of us not knowing each other and us being friends off screen and whatnot." Why does that even matter now? Why does that even matter? In real life, that would not happen. Why would you come back after you've been dumped and say, "I want to clear the air. We're not friends," or "We are friends"? Why would that even matter? Why? ABC, I'm thinking that this go round must be that boring for you to be inciting mess like this, because Alea comes back and says she wants to clear the air with Peter or more with Kelsey and say, yeah, we were friends. No, we weren't friends. Yeah, we were friends. Does it even matter? You're gone. And then Peter has a private conversation with Leia and says, you want to come back? You want to come back? The same thing he did with Hannah. Peter, are you remembering your own season? You guys didn't like Luke. You guys were mad that Luke every week was doing some mess and causing an uproar in the house. Do you remember your season, sir? Or do you remember the season you were just on last year or 6 months ago? You're doing the same exact thing that Hannah did to you guys with Luke. This is not how dating works. This is why all this is so important. This show is a joke. The reason why I keep watching is because I'm hoping the narrative changes. ABC, you got to stop the BS because this is not how to. You ABC, you are inciting, you are creating mess when it doesn't need to be mess. Why are you doing that? This show is not how dating is supposed to work. When you're dating, you're supposed to be having a good time, not. Are you doing this for ratings or something? Are you doing this for ratings? Because you're doing the same exact thing this season that Luke and Hannah did last season to all those other guys, and now you're having Peter do it with these ladies. For what? And he's getting the same type of flack that the guys gave to her. What are you doing, ABC? Oh my God! What are you doing? Is there not? Is this season that boring that you have to inject problems into the show to get ratings? Is it that boring, really? Because, like I said, America, this show is not how it's supposed to go. I think I put on my Facebook, the people that you are having represent America are thin people that only represent probably 10 to 15% of America, probably 20% of America. These people are beach bodies, if you will. All the ladies are beach bodies, if you will. All the guys that you have on here are beach bodies with these cool jobs and whatnot. You never have the Walmart store manager. You never have the 7-Eleven store manager. You never have the I work in a mall customer service type man or woman. You never have the basic blue collar worker who works in a factory building cars. You always have these cool type jobs with these beach bodies. ABC, you're not representing the 60 some odd percent of society who has the regular body type, the short and heavier type bodies. You're always having these body types in these jobs where they're white collar type jobs. Granted, some of them are blue collar, but the point is that the physical representation you have on The Bachelor is artificial and only representative of 25% of society. 25%. And that's not how most of life is going right now, ABC. That's not how most of life is going. You really need to represent more of America and how you're doing this show and stop having injecting mess into these shows. And if you want to have a show, you really should have a show. I wouldn't say with Prince Charming type dates because half of these dates are garbage too. Playing football in pads and do. Who does that on a date? Who does that? Have them go kart racing. Have them go on golfing. Going to the amusement park. That's a fair date. But playing football? No. That doesn't show anything. That doesn't show anything about how life is gonna be later on. ABC, you got this all wrong. The Bachelor and Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise is not how dating works. Oh my. Oh, I could go on and on about this. I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make another video about next week's episode anyway. ABC, I'm gonna give you guys a whole rundown about how you could revamp the show and how I think America would like the show because right now you guys are injecting mess that doesn't need to be there just to get ratings, and you're getting ratings at people's expense. and it's not cool. Like, subscribe to this channel, share the video. I appreciate my new subscribers. Love you guys as always. Let me know what you think in the comments below.